It was a bloody Friday night in Church Village, St Philip, as police are investigating the shooting of two men. Residents say the men were liming at a shop in Dawson where a gunman opened fire. One man, identified by police as Virgil Glenroy Herwood, alias Glenn, of Sergeant Street, St John, ran into Cotton House Club Road where he collapsed in front of a house. Police said they responded to a report of a shooting about 9:25 and on arrival discovered Herwood lying on the ground with multiple gunshot injuries. He was transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance. The second man, identified as Jamal Ricardo Barrow, 33, of nearby Cox Hill, St Philip, was shot in the left knee and was transported to the QEH by car. Police Public Relations Officer, Acting Inspector Rodney Innes, said both men had not succumbed to their injuries. Adolphus Boyce has seen many things in his 89 years, but according to his neighbours, he probably never thought an evening stroll in his neighbourhood would become a life-or-death situation. That was the case on Friday night when Boyce received a gunshot injury to his left leg. The elderly man was reported still hospitalized when a Nation team visited his Paddock home, St Michel, on Saturday. It is alleged that Boyce was walking home from a nearby shop when residents reported hearing about 6 gunshots coming from the area of the basketball court, which is attached to the property of the Graydon Seeley Secondary School. The quiet of St Judes, St George was shattered on Friday, leaving a young man in the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. Police are investigating a shooting which reportedly occurred about 8:30 p.m. when Rolston Dawson, 33, was struck several times. Police report Dawson was at his home eating when he heard loud explosions and realized afterward that he had been shot multiple times about his body. He was transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by private car. Residents and friends said Dawson is a small farmer and computer technician who had turned his life around. He was among a small group liming in the area. The men said Dawson had not too long left them to go home to have food at his home where he lived alone when the shots rang out, causing them to scatter. Another young man said the violence had to stop before things ended up going too far.